Okay, things seem to work. Let's have a double check on my second screen here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, actually, 1 minute early. That's brilliant. Um, yeah, let's have a look at that. Okay, seems to go live. Okay. Okay, well, brilliant. You can hear like it twice. That's brilliant. Let's have a double check on my second screen here. Oh, actually. Okay, that was enough of the thing being weird. Anyway, so just quick notice the small screen saver, this thumbnail thing that you just saw earlier. That's our new channel banner, and I'm really proud how that came out. And I designed it myself, did all the thingies. So yeah, I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy how that came out. But anyways, that was enough of the introduction part. So we're going to continue with our lovely career mode. Yeah, well, career save, starting right where we stopped last time with upgrading the launch pad. The only thing that I actually did was accepting another contract, the Test Rover Max. And well, that's pretty much it for the introduction. Let's jump right straight into the VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building. There we go, got on it. Now let's have a look. What do we have to test? I totally forgot what we actually have to test. Something rovered over. And they thought that this Rover Max Model 2 was... Ah, it's a wheel. Okay, I thought it would be like the Rover Mat. Anyways. Wheels. Okay, cool. So we're going to build a bigger rocket than we could do previously. Since we've upgraded our launch pad, we can launch heavier payloads up to 140 tons, and that's more than enough for pretty much everything that we can come up at this time. Well, yeah, so we're going to go for heat shield. Yeah, like a capsule on the heat shield. Brilliant. Then a decup. That's a bit big decoupler. A decoupler. Actually, why are we building that from scratch? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just love building things from scratch. Right? Exactly. Wait, what's the... We have actually two... Wait, before we build this one, don't save. Let's go back. Actually, I want to check something. Before building and going to the moon. And that will be astronaut complex. Yay! We could actually go and upgrade the astronaut complex. How is our tracking station looking? We could barely upgrade our tracking station. And mission control, well, that's not really something I care about. Well, we have to upgrade the tracking station and mission control for things to get working quite well. Okay, with that being said... I think we're not going to change anything and just continue with our plan. Means building this capsule thing type contraption here. And doing a moon flyby. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. Moon flyby. Exactly, a moon flyby. Brilliant. So we can go for bigger and better things. So we're going to have like this one here with an LV909. Then we have a nice stack separator, aka Sepatron, and underneath FLT 800 and FLT 400. And with that, let's go for another schematic here, just for... because we can, you know, that's purely cosmetic changes anyways. And a swivel. Brilliant. And let's give me the vacuum values just because I prefer them. Okay, brilliant. We have vacuum values. Now we're going to be like auto strutting everything to the root part so that this thing is not a wet noodling around. And yes, we should smag on some science since we're going to the moon. And yes, so we're going to add 2 mystery goose and 2 thermometers because I can't be bothered actually. Well, we can't even take out the data. Well, anyway, so two thermometers, two barometers. Mr. Agu would love to take the science junior, but we don't have the means of getting the science in yet apart from this. Anyways, we're going with this contraption here. We will go for... We get ourselves... Oh yeah, we already have twice. Double symmetry, brilliant. So we have two drogue chutes, two regular... well, two drogue chutes, one regular parachute, two mystery goose, one each now, since we can store the data up in the science unit. And underneath that contraption thingy, we have one science junior, which will be reserved for lunar space. Brilliant. So we have 2,500 meters per second of delta V in the upper stage. We need to get him like just under 1,000 to get to the moon, but we don't know what our trajectory is, so that's why we definitely need a lot of spare. So my goal is to build some sort of contraption that we have 1,500 meters per second in low Cuban orbit. That means we can use 1,000 from this number here to circularize, and that in turn means we need to get approximately 2,000 and just a tiny bit more in our lower stage, which shows now 1,700. So that means we can add some nice SRBs. Brilliant. And hello and welcome to the stream, Electric Miles. What's up? Okay, brilliant. That's actually... Hey, wait, how many minutes are we actually into the stream? Like 5 minutes, and the first comments start coming in. That's a bit later, but... better late than no comments at all. Since if you haven't heard that already, I totally love it when you type something in the comment section below. That way I know what you're interested in most, and I can more focus on the content that you desire to watch, since that's pretty awesome for all of us. Okay, now we have these two massive SRBs which will be throttled down. You are not gimbal. Okay, so we don't have yet sufficient gimbaling capability. So I think, do we really need this double SRB contraption? Wait, what's the cost of those SRBs? I mean, these guys are 800 each, whilst you are 400. Okay, let's go for this option. We go with 2 sets of hammer boosters. This will be exactly the same price, and well, the same cost, yeah, the same cost, but well, apart from the decouplers are the only thing I will pay for, but we will have more controllability. And wait, we have too many parts. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, in that case we just go with one triplet, and that's it. Okay, one triplet. Let's have a look. We have 700. Give me back all those numbers. I only care about this one. Yes. Okay. Good. With that. Oh wait. Yeah. Right. We still need these guys here, or at least one of them. Yay! And you are Moon Flyby. Moon Flyby, we've got our Val inside, brilliant, and launch. Fix the staging. It seems to be alright. I mean, we're firing the SRBs first, getting some altitude, then igniting then ditching them. We can actually, it doesn't matter whether we take this staging down here, since we're not going to use a lot of that anyways. But first, run test. Okay, contract completed. We got ourselves 4,000 funds for this wheel thing. Yay. Now let's actually give me that one for a sec. Aim camera. I'm pretty sure we already did that like in last episode, but I'm just going to double check. Yes, we did this. Did we do a crew report? Yeah, we did a crew report. Okay, with that being said, give me reset camera 3, 2, 1, and lift off of our first real rocket that is designed to go to the moon, or at least do a moon flyby. Give me a tiny bit of thrust on the liquid fuel engine just to have a tiny bit of gimbal. Just to, okay, actually no, just drop that. We're accelerating. Wait, don't give me full thrust, otherwise we will tip over. Getting rid of those. Now I wish I had some fins. Thick atmosphere is a pain for tiny, for pointy rockets like this, without any fins. Really careful tipping it over. Try staying there, try staying at this one. Brilliant. Now give me the map view. Well, the map view, the information that we would get out of the map view if we went over to it. But this is one of the top 5 tips. If you haven't seen my top 5 stock KSP features, this is number 1 over there. Very useful information without having to leave this screen. Okay, log temperature, everything is still alright. Do we have a crew report from upper atmosphere? Yes, we do have it. Brilliant. Okay, with that in mind, everything's looking fine. The expected delta V values, well, I'd say we're like 100 meters lower than I expected it to be. But whatever. It's within margins, within margins. So while we're flying up towards, well, still accelerating, raising our apoapsis, continuing to fly up and everything, I can actually share a small story after we engage the LV909 Terrier. There we go. So, the small stories, I just got, actually, this live stream is being recorded, or being streamed. This is not a video, it's not recorded. How you can watch the live stream later on as well. But anyways, so right now I just got back from university, like literally, okay, right now half an hour ago, just a tiny bit more than a half an hour ago I got back from university, and on the way back they actually gave us, well, not from university but in the supermarket, they gave us some free beers, so that's kind of funny, so I'm going to try that one out here. And it's like coming out the top because it was in my bag and my bag was shaking around and now my hand's stained. That's brilliant, that's very intelligent. Should have checked that probably prior to recording. Okay, good. Now that seems to be all right. So let's have a sip of that and try it out. Not bad. So we got some free sample Italian beer. Moretti, it's called, like Birra Moretti. And I did not meant to press this one. I meant to press S key. Pointing prograde. And let's accelerate already since we have only a LV909 Terrier. Our thrust weight ratio is not that big. And we have an enormous amount of fuel. Brilliant. Okay, let's low pressure. You are 0, as if you were in a vacuum. Who would have thought that, right? I think we already did all these ones, yeah. Okay, that's good. Which valve, you can actually hold prograde. Let's just do that. And I'm not gonna bother pressing any other keys. That's just brilliant. I just love that. Okay, and let's actually just coast up a tiny bit more. There we go. Valve holding prograde, that's just awesome. And we are in a circular, well, not circular, but in a stable orbit. That's great. So the moon is our target. We cannot select it because we still don't have the tracking station upgrade. Yay! So we're going to use the trick for everybody who still does not know how to get to the moon without the tracking station or planning maneuver nodes. This is how. You just time warp in circles in low Cuban orbit. Well. Yeah, well. So you're just circling around in this regular view where you can see your craft in low Cuban orbit, obviously. And then you just wait until you have not sunrise but moonrise, and then you just point prograde to the moon, press the Z key, and wait until this orbital line here, like your apoapsis, crosses this line over there. And I'm just hovering above the X key and X. A bit more, is that good enough? I think. Let's make sure that we really get into the SOI of the moon. Okay, brilliant. Okay, good. So, with that done, you just fly to the moon. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Okay, so now we're definitely in high space above... Wait, you don't need to do that, thanks. Wow. High space above Cuban. So we're just going to check if I already did that since mod. Okay, we already did all the experiments. Very interesting. So just going to fly out. And... Whoa, we're actually on a crash course! Brilliant. I mean, that's like good. It could be worse. And worse would be... We already crashed into the moon. Okay, now. We have enough fuel, so that's good, but we have a free return trajectory. That's actually even better. So yeah. So this is exactly what we're going to do. That's like a very weird reading. Like, look at that one. The periapsis. Not of the moon. Like, this is the periapsis. It's like 21,000, but I have no clue where it's pointing. So I'm just going to... This seems to be okay without hitting anything on the moon. Actually, that's so weird. I really want to see my periapsis for real where it is, but I think that at least the number is correct. I'm going to quick save. I don't really want to use a quick save, but whatever. Let's go for what's probably the border between high and low altitude. 20 kilometers. I just go for 1999. Like, okay, 19,800. That's good. Okay, that's fine. And with that done, we actually completed the parameter. Any closer and be and be paperwork. Brilliant. And we first flyby. Okay, brilliant. So first we're going to start up mystery goo. Save it, and then we log our pressure data. Still reading 0. Who would have thought that? And temperature and crew report. You look at the surface and try to find a good landing space. Perfect. Now you're going to collect all. Okay, brilliant. So now we have all the data in there from all our 4 experiments. Now we're going to fast forward to our periapsis. And wow, the live stream has already 5 likes. That's just brilliant. But only 5 comments. I mean, and all are from Electric Miles. So, fellow other viewers, how about commenting something? Like, for example, how was your first trip to the moon? Okay, now we should be in space close to the moon, I presume. Exactly, space near the moon with the with the Science Junior. High radiation environment causes a few of the samples to glow. Perfect, save that data, that's juicy. Then log pressure data. And log temperature data. And crew report. And the second mystery go. Save. And now you can just take everything and collect all. Perfect. Now let's just double check it. This is not biome specific. Yeah, nothing of that is biome specific. That's good. Well, actually, it's not that good, but okay, good to know. So with that, we can just say goodbye to the moon. Point retrograde once we leave the moon, that is. Bye bye, moon moon. Going to get fly by you, or fly to you at the very least. Again, a bit later on. Okay, so now we are in this kind of contraption orbit. So let's fly out all the way up here. Like almost to Minmus. That's a brilliant gravity assist, but we were not planning to go to Minmus. So yeah, that was kind of not the best thing to do. But anyways, we don't really care. We do have enough fuel, so we can just burn our engines until our apoapsis is like, I don't know, like maybe 50 kilometers or something. Well, not 25, with that we'll burn up. 40, there we go, 50 kilometers, that seems reasonable. And we're going to time warp back down. And there's a small blue marble. And we're coming in, and there we go, 90 kilometers. We're going to use, well, 90, no, 80 kilometers. Now we're going just to burn our entire fuel supply worth of fuel. Well, I'm glad that you typed something in. I'm just thinking a live stream without any kind of comments is, you know. Well, let me rephrase that. A live stream with comments is more fun, or at least I think it's more fun if people are commenting something and talking about the footage. But yeah, we quote-unquote only have 4 viewers now, compared to, I don't know, like a couple of hundred viewers on like major YouTubers, not this small channel here, which is still trying to grow, right? Actually, speaking of growing, the growth in the last 2 weeks was rather significant, and I'm really glad about that, and I think that's a cool thing. Okay, anyways. Oh, and King Dead the God, first time to the moon, had too much delta V, lander was really tall, ended up landing softly but on a crater ridge, so it fell over. Got jet back by using the service bay to pick up the rocket. Oh, whoa. Cool. I mean, like picking it up with the service bay. Throwing the rocket back up. That's fun. That's a good thing. That's a good story. That's really cool. I'm using a certain similar technique with some of my rovers. Like, for example, the rover that was shown in Sister Planet series on Eve. Well, obviously on Eve it isn't working. No, it worked. On Eve it worked as well, actually, once. So the rover has an air brake on top of it, so when the rover flips over, that's not a big deal. You can just extend the air brake, and the reaction wheel, once turned on, is strong enough to kind of set it back upright, since pretty much most of the heavy lifting was done by the air brake, and you just have to orient the craft enough to point the wheels back down, so that's not a big deal. Okay, now deploying some parachutes here might be a good idea. Pressure data is nothing new, temperature is nothing new as well, and crew report. Oh, actually we have a new crew report, brilliant. So, actually before we store the crew report, let's review that one. Flying over Kerbin's waters. You can see the underwater topography, interesting. Collect all, now we have 10 different experiments there. And now just the last 500 meters, which is a pain, even with 4 times regular speed. Okay, so now just waiting to complete this contract, like retrieving the data. It doesn't tell us what we'll get for it. But anyways, here we have accomplishments. Escape the gravitational influence of the moon. 16,000 funds. And splashdown. And crew report from the water. And pressure reading. That's nothing new. Probably nothing new either. Okay. With that, recover vessel. Our first mission returning from the moon. Beautiful. Great. Well, yeah, if you're building a heavy rover that does not have too much in terms of SAS, reaction wheel control, it is actually sometimes difficult to switch it back if you're not on a very low gravity world like Minmus, or, well, the moon can actually be sometimes tricky. Not always, but sometimes. The amount of flipped rovers on this channel, I don't know, is probably more than the amount of likes on that video here. Anyways, we got 240 signs, which is an enormous amount from one mission. Most of the signs is mystery goo. Oh no, wait, actually like one mystery goo, atmospheric scans, and of course the materials bay, the other mystery goo, pressure scans, temperature, and recovery from moon flyby, 10th science points. That's also pretty good. Got some money here back. And that's it. So let's quickly time warp to the next morning to just admire the KSC, if you will time warp a bit faster. Okay, it's evening, I think. I kind of have the feeling that it's evening. Anyways, we can actually recover something. Brilliant. Okay, so time to spend our 300 new science points in the R&D. Brilliant. Okay, so first thing here is heavy rocketry. So we already have like the, no wait, do we already have like the bigger fuel tanks? Yeah, like this is a big fuel tank, like a 2-meter fuel tank, and you're another 2-meter fuel. Anyways, we already have some 2-meter fuel tanks. Now we get some 2-meter engines. Brilliant, thank you, we got them. And that was like 90 signs. We're down to 200. Flight controls, having some winglets, and another re-entry module for, especially for tourist missions. This one is interesting. A winglet is good as well. Let's have a look what we get here. RCS controls, landing gear, landing. Well, we already have some sort of landing legs. Planes, not really into planes just yet. Advanced planes. Decouplers. Fairings, nose cones, stack separators. Okay, very interesting, but not really necessary at this point. Surface base thingies. Surface base thingies additionally, a kind of science equipment. And a better probe core for the first type of satellites. What do we have here? Do we have already an antenna? Yes, we already have a high G5 antenna, so we could build our very first relay network. Like, in theory, you know. For 90 science with solar panels and an octo. Or we could go for, you know, I want to have the flight controls. Having those winglets and the P re-entry module, that's exactly what we need right now. Then propulsion systems. Okay, so we can't get 2 of those tech nodes. We're just short by 10 science points. So the question is either for satellite construction or for smaller engines for satellite construction. Or we can just take the Spark and head out to the moon again, but this time for, you know, like, more than just a flyby. If you understand what I mean, explore the moon. Oh, you want me to orbit the moon? Well, in that case, orbit the moon. Mission accepted. Beautiful. Science data from space around Kerbin. God damn it, that's like exactly what I wanted to use the satellite constellation for. Okay. Well, this is very interesting. Science data from the surface of the moon. I do want to do that. I really want to do this one, but exploring the moon, I want to go for this kind of science data from the surface in conjunction with exploring the moon, aka landing and returning from the moon. So we go with this one. This gives us 70, like 20,000 funds. Is there anything that pays us more and is not a tourist mission? Because you guys want to have to fly by the moon, fly by the moon, fly by the moon. Okay, thank you very much, but hell no. Like really? Like all of you want to have a moon flyby? Like 1, 2, 3? We're just starting out with rocketry, my friends. We can barely get 1 Kerbal to the moon. And now you want me to send like 3 Kerbals without proper probe core? No way you're gonna do that. So, 2 tourists. You both are more reasonable. No, you aren't. 1 VIP tourist. Okay, like this is... That's like 20,000, like 23,000, and you give me like 24,000. Wow. Science data from low Cuban orbit gives us more money. Okay, so we're going to upgrade the tracking station. Yay! Now it looks like that. And we're going to upgrade... Do we have enough funds for that actually? Yes, this should be possible. We're going to upgrade mission Actually, no, Wait, if we take mission control, we can take multiple missions. Okay, we go for mission control. And for the astronaut complex. So we've upgraded 3 buildings. And we're now back to 50,000 funds. Okay, however, we can now actually take 7 missions in total. So we're going for take this mission at the moment to transmit and recover data from the surface of the moon for the time being. So we get some upfront payment. And at the same time, let's have who of you pays us more. You and you pay us exactly the same amount, but you give us more reputation. So fly by the moon with another tourist. So we're going for these missions right now. Well, at least in this launch, at this launch, we only quote unquote. Actually, we don't need a heat shield. We can just take this one, throw it away, and take the, what is it? The pay re-entry module. And we put it at the very top of our stack. And that's it. No, just kidding. We add some parachutes. Yeah. We upgraded the VAB, I think, the astronaut complex, as far as I know. Yes, we did. Okay, brilliant. With that done, we can actually... Let's just take... Do we need 2 goose? Do we really need 2 goose? I don't think that we need 2 goose, but... Let's just take 2 mystery goose for safety reasons. I mean, like, just do the same science again. And moonfly by 2 crew. I just love my naming conventions. They're stupid. Let's have a look. We still have room for 6 parts, so we can use our new winglets that actually let us control this without a rover wheel. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to reduce the thrust limiter to, what is that? 70%. That's... Are we still in vacuum mode? Okay, give me sea level 1.6. Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, you can still be in there. Perfect. Okay, great. Safe launch. Let's go for it. Okay, most rovers... stupid Discord. Okay, so most rovers can flip over just by SAS, but yeah. Oh, I actually read that one already. Anyway, so... Return, please. Actually... Conduct materials bay research. Oh, we already did this one. Okay, well in that case, crew report and EVA report. We did that already, everything. Okay, because we're just going to recover the entire vessel because I forgot to throw in the VIP, like the tourist. We got like the entire rocket back in fuel, but not the entire. There you go. And we take Valentina and our tourist and launch. Okay, now back to a very climatic launch. Tiny amount of throttle and launch. And there we have a new infrastructure, our new mission control, our new tracking station, there you go, and our new astronaut complex, and our new Munner Fly-by-2 crew launch vehicle. It has some flaws, like for example not having any SAS, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But instead of SAS we now have fins. So that makes it more stable in the lower parts of the atmosphere and more controllable. However, less controllable in space, since we don't have an SAS. But anyways. We will go to just do another, pretty much this exact same mission, just with 2 crew members. Labby Kerman is now a nice tourist. Oh wait, that's actually a bit too much lean over there. Sorry about that. So we have orbit the moon and fly by the moon. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin. So these 3 missions we're going to do right now. Orbit moon, fly by moon, and transmit recover data from space around Kerbin. So let's see, can we go for double time? Well, brilliant, 2 times regular speed. And the thing just got out of fuel. Oh, and now this thing flipped here, that's not good. There we go. And that's exactly what I meant with not having any SAS. That's kind of a bummer in these situations, but we were high enough that the air resistance was not really an issue. So the gimbal from the LV909 Terrier is enough to control us. So that's where we're actually going to use up some of our fuel to orient our craft now and in the future as well. So yeah, we won't be able to turn our craft without burning some fuel, which makes some of our, well not some, but most of our maneuvers actually less efficient. Well, we're going to spend some fuel. I think that's pretty much it. We're just going to spend some fuel and that's it on maneuvering, which we didn't prior. Okay, now we're in space. Abusing the engine, like the game engine. Stopping the rotation by engaging the time warp. And now we just need like 100 meters, 150 meters per second more. And we have actually less fuel. Or at least that's what it feels like. I mean, we have less than 1,000 meters per second in low Kerbin orbit. That's kind of weird. Is this craft, like this capsule, really so much heavier? Because that's like the only thing that we changed out was the craft. And before we do that, since we now have actually the ability to select targets and plan maneuvers, we can now go for like really good mission profiles. Actually, we won't be able to go around the moon for an orbit with this amount of fuel that we have at the moment. So we're just going for a... What is that? We'll just go for a free return trajectory. Like, give me the Kerbin periapsis there, please. There we go. We're just going for a free return flyby the moon. Like, this is it. Now we're going to be doing that like T minus 5 minutes, T minus 2 minutes, T minus 1 minute, and I can just turn the craft around. Hello and welcome to the stream, Gaming Below Zero. No, you did not miss the stream. You're actually perfectly on time. What you missed, a flyby mission of the moon, and this is supposed to be an orbit mission around the moon, but because I picked a new capsule, the Delta V readings changed more than I expected. So this is now 2 crew capsule instead of a single crew capsule. And we don't have enough Delta V to go into orbit around the moon, so we're just going to do a second moon flyby. And this is not really a big issue since the mission is actually, well, orbit the moon is the main mission, but our secondary mission that I'm going for is ferry a tourist to her attraction, and that is fly by the moon. So yeah. We can, just because we still have a mystery now, we don't have to do that. Log pressure data could give me just pressure reading from space around Kerbin, since we need that one. For the third contract, transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin. Okay, so now there we go. Trimming our moon encounter, and by the way, we just upgraded the tracking station, mission control, and astronaut complex. So that's why we have now some patched conics and maneuver nodes. Okay, I think this is good enough. 200 kilometers orbit. That seems reasonable. Okay, brilliant. Do I still have to do something? Yes, exactly. We have to take Valentina and take an EVA report, actually. And board. Now you can just time warp forwards and do. Are we still in space? But like in space close. No. Disarm. EVA. In space high above. Okay, already we're high above Kerbin. Okay, with that being said, on our way to the moon, I'm just going to time warp to our periapsis there. Not going to do anything there anyways, but just because I don't want to overshoot it, and my phone has been ringing. And I dislike the message that I'm seeing. I really dislike this one. People are annoying me, and these people are rather important. Well, important. How should I say? Okay, people have called me actually, and I didn't realize that. That's very nice. That's good if your phone is muted, especially if you're trying to record YouTube videos. That's brilliant. But that's a bit of a bad thing. Thank you. No. Okay, there we go. Whew. Observe mystery. So, save this and save that. We should... okay, not get any new reports from here. We should, however, get one report here. Brilliant. And... oops, I didn't mean to board. Quickly going to answer that message we got there, since that's my parents coming back home. Obviously, I'm streaming when they're not around, so I'm undisturbed. So collect data, yes, remove this data. Collect data, yes, remove this data. And you did not run the second GUI, and we're not going to, so whatever. We're just going to board this one. Now we have all of the data inside here. Crew report, not necessary. And with that being said, continuing on our path. Give us, actually, whatever, let's just give me this one. And now we are at apoapsis. Now we're going to deorbit, doing a nice tiny puff just to start turning, and a bit more, and now we are close enough to the retrograde marker that I feel confident burning. Okay, 40 kilometers seems reasonable altitude. 30, that's definitely going to be a deorbit. And with that being said, let's just go down. Where is Kerbin? Going down to Kerbin. There we go. We're actually pointing in the wrong direction. Well, but that's no biggie. Turning around. Even though that's just literally no point in doing that, since the only amount of fuel that we have are 20 meters per second, but whatever. Ditching this stage, and now we are in our re-entry module, which is perfectly fine and aerodynamic stable, and we have a parachute already armed. That's perfect. And we do have a blader, as you can see here, so we're not going to burn up. That's just, don't pay attention to this one, the fire to the temperature gauge. Kerbal to in orbit. You could of course do that actually. I haven't thought about that, but it would be pain to rendezvous it back again. Let's actually reduce the altitude to 900. That is 100 meters more free fall. There we go. So then we have 100 meters less of slow time warp, or slow and gently rolling down to the surface. Now removing the time warp and recovering the vessel immediately before it rolls back into the sea. Brilliant. And with that, we have another 80 science points gained here. That's good. Well, got some parts back. That's not big of a deal. Valentina did again the same thing. The tourist should be happy. We should have actually messages here. Okay, let's start down here. Contract completed. Data space around Kerbin, thank you. VIP, thank you. That's a VIP flyby as well. Explore the moon. Well, that was the previous mission. First milestones, and we performed the first spacewalk in orbit of Kerbin. And yeah, okay, great. Now let's have a look at the Research and Development Center. Which one was it? Electrics. This one is interesting. Yeah, so let's go for either electrics or space exploration, like land. No, wait, space exploration here. Because this. No, wait, where's the land again? And my phone is ringing. I apologize. Just give me 1 second. Okay, well, that's a huge bummer actually, since I'm being called to do something. Yay, I love doing things that are not Kerbal Space Program. No, I don't. Okay, so actually we're just lucky by the fact that we completed our mission, and we're going to end the live stream a bit earlier today. I actually planned on doing one more mission, landing on the moon, so that's a bit of a negative here. So yeah, but we're going to take at least now this electric science node with the Providobidan Octo, solar panels, batteries, and with that we are ready to start some tiny satellite business. Well, with that in mind, I mean like building small satellites with the high G5 antenna. So we actually will have a small tiny, or could build a small tiny relay network, and then in conjunction together with either barometer or a thermometer, wherever that thing is. There we go, the thermometer over here. And with that we can do all of the deliver us data from space around Kuiper missions without even launching a single craft. But for the next live stream, the goal will be, and is, and whatever, going to the moon and finally landing. Not only flybys, I mean doing flybys is a very important thing, but really landing and stepping onto the ground. So it is really a shame that this live stream is only 15 minutes. That's really a shame. But yeah, I still hope that you have enjoyed it, and maybe some of you are actually watching this one not live but kind of from YouTube, since 50 minutes are not really that long. Well, they are obviously long, but they're not that long in comparison to regular live streams. So on this note, thank you guys very, very much for watching, and until next time, Spaceship signing out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm just going to leave it open if you want to comment something, but I'm going to go. See ya.